Today. Now, going over to the culture part of the podcast, you have Liberty Safe. They actually made a post about privacy with an update, and it's immediately mocked because, of course, there's no coming back for that brand. Liberty Safe used to be a respected safe manufacturer where they made everything from gun enthusiasts happy, people who want to keep their family heirlooms, documents, what have you, knickknacks, tchotchkes, and everyone liked it. It's a great Utah-based company, made in USA. And then it turned out they had a backdoor built in their security system to make it so that you just had to have a master code. And by the way, they would acquiesce to give it to any government entity, even if they didn't have an official warrant for your safe. And oh yeah, they also donated to Democrats who on average are looking to ban guns, the very things that they make a safe for. And oh yeah, they sold out to private equity in 2021. That same company is very, as many would say, leftist owned and based. So they're supporting people who want to take away the product that your product stores. And by the way, the one thing you designed the safe for, which is to be a safe, so you can't just open it, you defeat it because that is backdoor built in. And you acquiesce and give that code to anyone. So there's a huge pushback, and everyone with a modicum of self-respect got rid of their Liberty Safe, or at least switched out the locking mechanism, as well as the people who are thinking about, well, what safe should I buy? They all said, oh yeah, anything but your brand. Now, this is recently from a Facebook post, and it looks like if you go to the actual response, this is what they're claiming. They say, and this is the little blurb before you go to their website, it says, Liberty Safe announces a new privacy policy regarding FBI law enforcement information demands. Learn more about our privacy. And it looks like there's a little picture with it's a really bad picture because it does not show the product, so it's not very effective. It's just, I'm guessing it might not even be their manufacturing facility, but it looks like a manufacturing facility with American flag and the words just privacy policy update. Now, if you click on it, which I can't help but think less than 10% actually clicked on the URL, because intuitively no one's going to trust what they say. So we may be part of a unique opportunity. We may be one of maybe 10% actually click that link to see what they're actually claiming. Now, when you click on the link, it does take you to their website, and it says on the top, Liberty Safe has, quote, Liberty Safe has implemented customer privacy protections regarding law enforcement compulsory requests for information, including safe combination. These policies codify Liberty Safe's position as an industry leader in protecting consumer privacy, unquote. Really? You would be your privacy would be better protected if you wrote it down on a cocktail napkin, left it in the middle of a club on a bar stool, or just put it on a Hobby Lobby poster board and stood in the middle of Times Square. Both of those methodologies would be more secure than entrusting your data to Liberty Safe, which is why the statement is so funny, because obviously it's BS. Now, they continue to claim, quote, Liberty Safe will only release consumer information to law enforcement agencies if the following conditions are met. 1. A warrant, subpoena, national security letter, court order, or equivalent compulsory process must be provided that is specifically issued to Liberty Safe. For requests for access codes or combination, the compulsory process must specifically require that Liberty Safe release a combination or access code for a safe identified by serial number. 3. If these first two conditions are met, the requested consumer information must already exist within our system at the time of the request. If a consumer has opted out of our retention of this information, we will be unable to comply with the compulsory processes. They continue to say, Liberty Safe has a process in place for customers to request the deletion of the code from our records. This process can be accessed at the website URL. Except where prohibited by law, Liberty Safe will notify customers of any request from a government or law enforcement agency for consumer information in advance of our providing it, giving our customer is an opportunity to challenge a compulsory process. In addition to these processes, if Liberty Safe determines that the compulsory process is deficient, Liberty Safe will object, challenge, or reject the request. According to Joe Fail, Liberty Safe's president and CEO, we believe, quote, we believe this policy is the strongest in our industry in protecting the rights of our consumers, and we appreciate the feedback we received from many as we defined and communicated it, unquote. And then they continue to say these policies can receive that, yada, yada, yada. That is the most appropriate name for a CEO I've heard in years. Some might say it's hilariously pejorative that the UAW president, Sean Fain, is the bane of many existence, including capitalism and, people all make profit. Some would say that. This is even more hilarious. His name is Joe Fail. The most appropriate name I've ever heard, because this company has failed so epically no one will ever believe them again. No one will ever buy their product again. And again, the issue is, why did they keep that data to begin with? It's just like with Twitter when they said, oh yeah, we're going to allow freedom of speech. Did you fire literally every employee? Because that's really what it would have taken. And of course, they didn't. They have a bunch of employees who kept, and that's why to this day you still see shadow banning and you still see a lot of censorship on Twitter. Or X, whatever the youth are calling it these days, ever since Elon rebranded it. But in this case, only now are they saying, oh yeah, now we're going to do the bare minimum. As opposed to, again, before they were just giving out the access codes, like giving away like candy to trick-or-treaters. So again, if you're buying a Liberty Safe, you basically are buying a big steel box and no actual locking mechanism. That's essentially what you're purchasing today. And I say you're purchasing, I can't help but think maybe 17 people are actually purchasing this product these days. Because again, they pissed off literally everyone with their actions of acquiescing to literally just an ask, not even an official request from government agencies, just calling them on the phone saying, hey, do you have that? Oh yeah, we'll take that. Not even an official court order, they just completely just bent the knee. Which is why I don't think, no matter what they say, the only way they could possibly recover is if they were to fire everyone and then perhaps sell off the company to maybe a patriotic American. But needless to say, when it comes to Liberty Safe, the comments, they're even more entertaining. Now, of the 600 reactions, because again, they put this on the Facebook, of the 600 reactions, which again, the reaction is, thumbs up, cry emoji, laugh emoji, angry emoji. I think there's even there's unlimited emojis these days, but there's usually top 5 that you see of reactions. Of the 600 reactions, 515 were the laughing one. 15 were the angry one. 3 of them were sad. Only 65 were actual likes. Which shows you a disproportionately high number of people are mocking their statement. Because again, no one will believe them. Because it's the same ownership, the same people working there. Of course, there's no reason to believe them. It's still owned by the same leftist holding company. Or private equity firm, rather. So, do you think they've changed? Really? I can't help but think, again, it's the least secure safe you can get. I wouldn't even consider it a safe anymore. Just a very, very expensive overpriced paperweight at the very most. Thank you everyone again for taking the time to tune in today. I know it's ambitious. We're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of October. So if you can click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, your feedback in the comments are greatly appreciated, even if it's a harsh critique. That's how I always say you grow the best. Also, a like helps the channel out and it gets the video shared more. Possibly, maybe. I'm not sure. It looks like the algorithm kind of is a little haphazard, so to say. But nevertheless, all those 3 things help the channel out, and I greatly appreciate it. Also, and lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.